We're starting Be'ezras Hashem siman Aleph of haGeulah v'Tmura. Hanavi Malachi hisnabe al Yemois HaMashiach. The end of the Sefer Malachi speaks about the time right before the coming of Mashiach. You know how it ends off. Hinei anoichi shalech lachem eis el yo hanavi lifnei bo yoim Hashem haGeulah v'Noira. Right. So all the psukim there are about the last time before Bias HaMashiach. V'Omar, and he says, Chazku alai divreichem Omar Hashem. He says, your words are too harsh for me, said Hashem. Upirshu amafarshim divreichem chazakim v'kashim alai. Your words are hard for me to hear. They're chutzpahdik to me. Shehitachtem dvarim klapi maila. You're throwing words up towards Hashem in rudeness to Hashem. V'amartem manid barnu alecha. And the Yidden answer back, what did we do? What did we say? So the Navi answers back in the name of Hashem. Amartem, you said, shav avoid Elokim. It's vain to serve Hashem. Uma betza ki shamarnu mishmarta. It's what do we gain from keeping His rules? What do we gain from walking humbly with Hashem tzvakos? And now we praise the wicked. Gam nivnu oisei risha. Those who do evil are built up. And then the next words are Gam bachanu elokim vayimoletu. They tested Hashem and they got away with it. Okay, Pirish Rashi, Anachnu avadnuhu v'shamarnu mishmartu. We kept the rules of Hashem, we kept the Torah of Hashem. V'ato roimanu harashayim matzlichim. We see now those who didn't keep the rules are the ones who are matzliach. Ad ki miashrim u'mishabchim manu oisam mamai serisha. And now, even we are coming to praise the Rishayim for what they did. Because we're saying, look, you see they accomplished so much by not being Erlich Yidden. Gam bachnu elokim vayimoletu. They tested Hashem and they got away. Pirish Rashi, Elu oisei risha bachnu elokim. These people who did wickedness and they tested Hashem. How did they test Hashem? Loimar nira ma yuchal lasos lanu. Let's see if Hashem could punish us for what we're doing. Vayimoletu, and they got away. Minara v'loi nichshulu. They didn't get anything. They didn't get any oynish. Az nidbru yirei Hashem yishal reyehu. And the pasuk finishes off. Then those who fear Hashem will speak one to the other. Vayakshev Hashem vayishma. And Hashem will listen. Vayikasev sefer zikaron lefanav lirei Hashem ulechosh v'shmoi. That the sefer zikaron, the words of these people, will be written down in Hashem's book. Upirshu mafarshim k'sheshoymim yirei Hashem shenidbru arishayim. The mafarshim. And this is from the Ma'arikra, printed in the Mikras Gedolos. The Farshim say, when the Yirei Hashem will see how the Rishayim spoke, b'dvarim kashim ko'ela, with these chutzpahdik words, then nidbarim heim, then they go and they speak among themselves, v'oimrim toiv avoid elokim. They say, no, it's still good to serve Hashem. V'HaKadosh Baruch Hu shomea divrei tzadikim v'divrei harishayim. He hears the words of both sides. V'koist from the fun of b'sefer zikaron, and he writes down in his sefer what they said. So in other words, we're being tested now. In the time before Bias HaMashiach, we're being tested. There's something happening that makes it look like the Rishayim paid off, right? It paid off to be bad, and it was worthless to be an Oved Hashem. And we come and we say, no, it paid off to be an Oved Hashem. We'll see. These Rishayim did the wrong thing. It's not matzdik what they did. And once Hashem hears this, He writes down both sides. He shows, he writes down in His record book who stood up to the Nisayin and who did not. But now these psukim need to be explained. Why? How can the Bnei Yisrael answer back and say, what did we do? What did we say about you? After That the answer is Amartem Shav Avoid Elokim, right? It was worthless to serve Hashem. Asherhem Kfir Rachman Al-Islam Ba'ashkachas Aboyer Yisbarach B'tach Toinim. That they're denying that Hashem punishes anybody. Ukfir B'tashlum Gemul Schar V'oinish. They're denying Schar V'oinish. Shehemo Ikrei Amuna. Umatichim Dvarim Klapi Maila. And they're throwing words at Hashem. They're throwing challenging words. Kavyachol. Be'oimram leis din v'leis dayan. Chas v'shalom. They're saying Hashem doesn't punish in the world. He just leaves the world alone. V'gam ki toim heim u'mischartim al ma'aseim. And then they're regretting ma'aseim atoivim. They're regretting the good things they did. She'asu. Loimar she'ein bohem toyalis. They're saying shav avoid elokim was worthless. It was useless to do this. So when a person says, we know the Gemara in Yuma says, if somebody was a tzaddik his whole life, and at the end he says, I'm sorry I was a tzaddik, I shouldn't have been, it would have been better if I would have been a rasha, then he loses the credit. This is the one time when a person could lose credit for the good things he did. Toya al rishonis. So that's what they're doing here. So v'chiyesh dibur pachas v'guru mizeh. Is there anything worse than this? If that's what the Taka did, then why are they saying that what did we do? Why are they even asking that? If you're going to tell me, I'll answer you like this. The people there were Taka so bad that they didn't realize what they did wrong. In the Chanami, that's how low they were. They sunk to the level that they didn't even realize that was wrong. They didn't even think it was an aveir to speak that way. If that's what the Navi meant, then the Rebbe has a kasha. What's the toyelis? What's the point of the Navi saying back to them that you spoke sharply to me? They lost their emunah in that generation. They felt that they were right, and there was nothing wrong with saying that it's worthless to serve Hashem. Then bevadai gam bozel lo yavinu. They're not going to even understand the Navi's rebuke to them. Their eyes are unable to see, and their hearts are unable to understand. So the kasha is then, why is the Navi even saying this to them? If they're complete kafrim, then what's the point? And if they're ma'aminim, then why do they even have a kasha? Ma'anid barnu alecha. They should have known what they did wrong. Okay? Nira ba'avanas haksuvim mo'elu al pi ma she'amra kastuv hashamayim misaprim kvoid keil. He says, I'll bring you an example where it's possible for the Nevi'im to speak in a poetic language, or not, I don't know if it's poetic, but it's like the language is, you said something, but they didn't really say it. They said it with their actions. Actions speak louder than words, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what he's going to bring an example of. It says, Hashemayim misaprim. The heavens speak the kvoid keil, the honor of Hashem. Umaisi yadav magid rakia, and the sky tells the actions of Hashem. Pirish Rashi v'Ardak Shar Meforshim da Meshoyer Atzmoi Pirish Esadavar. That the writer of Tehillim, David HaMelech, explains himself right afterwards. He doesn't mean to say that the heavens actually speak. He's not talking about this Indian that, in Parak Shira, that it says that different animals and creations speak the kavod of Hashem. He's not talking about that here. What he means is that they inspire people to sing the kavod Hashem. They don't say anything. They don't talk. They don't say anything to people. That the sun is visible throughout the whole world. Through that, in the furthermost parts of the world, their words are spoken. Because they give light to the entire world. The whole world speaks about the honor of Hashem. And they say the bracha of Yoitzer HaMo'eres. Because they cause people to speak about the kavod Hashem, even though they don't actually speak. The Torah considered it as if they spoke, and they said the kavod Hashem. So it's an example of how an action that inspires somebody to say something is as if the one doing the action actually spoke. Now we go back to the psukim in Malachi. The Yidden didn't actually say the words that it's worthless to serve Hashem. Then they wouldn't even have asked the question, what did we say wrong? Because they knew what they said wrong. We're talking about from Jews. But they're going to praise the wicked, and they're going to say good about those who do evil. They're going to say, look, these Zionists, they built up something. They built up a Medina, built up a whole country. And they tested Hashem, they did the wrong thing in the eyes of Hashem, and they got away, they succeeded. And they praised the success of the wicked, their victories and their wars. The fact that they tested Hashem, they did what was wrong, and they still succeeded. And through this praise of the wicked, they gave out the impression throughout the entire world, that it's not worth serving Hashem, because look what happens. You don't serve Hashem, and look how matzliach you are.
That's right.
Even though they didn't actually say the words that it's worthless, but because they said all these praises, people got the impression that that's what it is.
Yeah, you remember I told you I watched that interview.
Okay, v'zehu pirish apsukim chazku olai divrechem. So now we understand the whole parsha in Malachi.
I think even the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the Messiah said,
chazku olai divrechem amar Hashem. Your words are too harsh for me, said Hashem. Sheitachtim dvarim klapim ma'ala. You threw words up at Shemayim. Uvenei Yisrael yishalu b'tmiya manid barnu. Now the Yidden are asking back, what did we say? We didn't say anything. We didn't say that anything bad about you. Ki lo yadu v'lo yavinu shebemash ma'ashrim zaydim harei amartem amirasam gluya le'mor shav v'yelakim. They don't understand that by praising the wicked, it's as if they're saying that it's worthless to serve Hashem. Aval heim toim. They're walking in darkness, that they're praising the wicked, and Hashem did miracles for them. They think that they're doing a mitzvah, they think they're doing kiruv. They're showing Jews, look, you see Hashem does nisim in these times. But really the message is, if the people on the receiving end hear that message, they say, hey, you're telling us that the Zionists who were Oisei Risha got miracles. That must be that we should be Zionists, right? Uve'emes kol zehu midarchei asasas hayetzer ve'asasas kasa risha. This is the inciting of the Yetzer Hara and the inciting of this group, Zionists, the Kasa Risha, litfois b'derech zeh b'rishtom, to catch in their net as b'nei Yisrael Tamimim, the innocent Jews. Lahagdil beineim nisei atzlachasem. They want to Davka do it this way. They want the Yidden to see how great the miracles are of their victory. And from that they'll proceed from one step to the next. First they'll say, oh, it's Nisim, it's Hashem helping them, right? Then the next thing is they'll say, no, Yasher Koyach L'Tzahal. Thanks to the Israeli army, right? And the end will be, down the line, we'll have like today, we'll have Charedim joining the military. That's why Hashem is answering them. Amartem shav avoid Elokim. You think you did nothing? No, you said something. With your actions and your words, you were saying, Shal Avoid Elokim. Because you're telling the stories of these alleged miracles, you're speaking louder than words, and you're saying the Shal Avoid Elokim. There's no point in being from and being anti-Zionist, because look what the Zionists accomplished.